Hey guys, Patrick over at Refinished Bath Solutions. Today we're going to talk about how you find a refinisher if you don't feel comfortable doing the project yourself. There's a lot of fly-by-nighters out there. There's a lot of companies that will do a good job one day, but then maybe a couple weeks, a couple months, a couple years down the line, they're not going to honor their warranties and things like that. So today I'm going to give you 7 tips on how you can spot that and make sure you get a quality job. Okay, tip number 1, I recommend using Google as your main source to start finding a refinisher. If you search on Google, there are paid ads up at the top. My company used that for a long time. Down further, you can see who's been ranking, but really finding a Google local listing for a couple of refinishers is the best place to start. From there, versus using Craigslist, you're going to be in much better company. You're going to find businesses that have a little bit of extra money to spend on a quality website and make sure that you get a reliable refinisher. Tip number 2, you can search for the company that you find on Yelp. You can search for them on Better Business Bureau, and you can get ratings, whether it be a 1 to 5 star on Yelp or Google or Facebook, either that, or on the Better Business Bureau it'll be an A through an F, and you'll be able to see if your refinisher has poor reviews, has outstanding peeling claims that they're not repairing, anything like that, and this is just going to help you make a better, more informed decision. Tip number 3, usually the cost for a bathtub refinish is going to be a lot more than $199. If you see somebody that's doing it at too good to be true pricing, chances are it is. Chances are it's going to last you 3 to 6 months. It costs usually between $5 and $25 to buy a can of spray paint at Home Depot, whether it says, bathtub refinishing, spray kit, anything like that, it's gonna peel. It's just a matter of time. That's why it costs so much to have tubs professionally refinished. The other thing is it's gonna make a mess, and it's going to cause a lot of smell in your home. Things like this are just things that can be avoided by finding an actual professional that's going to stand behind their work. Okay, tip number 4. This tip is pretty much the best one that I can give you. I would ask every refinisher that you call for a certificate of insurance. If they can't afford to insure their business and protect your home, then they're probably using inferior products, and they're also probably not going to stand behind their work. It is expensive to carry insurance, but if they have an accident in your home, then that's something that your homeowner's insurance is likely not going to cover, and you're going to be paying for it out of your pocket if they don't have insurance. But if they can't afford insurance, chances are they can't afford quality material or to properly show their business online in the first place. So ask for that always. Very important to you. Tip number 5, after you've hired a contractor, if they do come to your house with just a standard car, pickup truck, or unlettered work van, or even just a work van that's lettered, but it says bathtub refinishing or bathtub refinisher, anything like that, that's a red flag. If they're not willing to show who they are to the world, this is a great way for businesses to advertise and get more customers. But if they don't want customers to know who they are, and they're going to give them a fly-by-night experience where if the tub starts peeling, they're either going to reject your calls or just tell you flat out that you have to pay them to come back and fix their mistake. These are all things that are red flags, and if they show up and they have a vehicle that doesn't brand their company, again, they either can't afford to letter their vehicle, which should in itself show you that they won't be able to afford proper material, or they just plan on running away from any problem that they get, any bad review or anything like that. So always look for a lettered vehicle from a branded company that matches their website and is not a referred out business. Step number 6 would be to ask what type of material the business is using. Do they use an eco-friendly pour-on product like our bath casting resin? Do they use an acrylic aliphatic urethane, which is the state-of-the-art spray finish that's been around for about 20 years or so? Do they use just a spray can of epoxy or roll-on and enamel? These are all things that are different products, but they all have different levels of strength. So the strongest, you should be getting a 5-year to a lifetime warranty if they're using our poured on casting resin. This stuff will not peel. This stuff is as hard as a rock, and this is the best product on the market. If they're using that, you're in pretty good company. If they're using a sprayed on aliphatic acrylic urethane, it's going to be a pretty good product. It's been around for about 20 years or so. We used to use that before we developed the pour-on resin, and with that you get peeling and chipping from usually between 1 out of every 7 or 8 customers will have to go back and do some type of a repair on. It's not perfect, but it is much better than the other solutions. If they're using a brush on, a roll on, a spray can, anything like that, that's a red flag. It will peel, 100%. Search for any of the products on Amazon or on Google for product reviews like that, and 9 out of 10 reviews are going to be poor ones. So be careful if that's what they're using, or if you see a spray can when they're carrying their stuff in and not an actual spray machine, not an actual exhaust system. Things like that should instantly alert you. So the last thing I'll say would be tip number 7. Manufacturers typically will only post businesses that do high volume purchases of material, and in order to be purchasing material you have to have customers and you have to have quality work. So manufacturers will oftentimes post a link on their page of recommended vendors that use their material. We have a page that we're putting together right now that we will have on our website in the next couple of days, and that's going to show you all the refinishers that we recommend that have gone through our certification process and know exactly what they're doing to give customers proper proper installation every time versus one that might peel in the next in a couple of months or a year. They're always going to stand behind their work. The same can be said for spray finishers. If you search on some of the spray manufacturer websites, they will have recommended vendors in most of the areas, and that's a good way to double check and get started to pick a refinisher. And there you have it, 7 tips to help find a proper refinisher that's going to be reliable to do your tub. Going forward, we're hoping to set up some more content with one-on-one interviews with local refinishers near you to try to help broadcast their businesses and help generate traffic for them, and also show you that there are reliable companies out there willing to stand behind their work. If you can subscribe to the page, if you'd like to see more content like this, we do a lot of strength test videos. We're going to have those interviews on the horizon. Also hit the thumbs up button. That also helps us out. If you have any questions, comments, or if you want to recommend any refinishers for an interview, please feel free to write them in the comment bar below. And aside from that, visit our website for all your refinishing needs at refinishbathproducts.com, and have a great day.